The Joe Rogan Experience.
See, this is what I'm talking about, man. This is the liminal or subliminal part of the human experience. What you're talking about right now is upsetting to people, but also a lot of people will say, "Don't even talk. You're not even supposed to say that." Like, and even though it's true, like even though it's in plain sight, trackable, traceable, precedent for it in the past, not even that like astounding. You are supposed to like rest in this strange dream world where human beings experiencing some of the most power you can have in the world don't go a little or totally or completely insane, or don't get hijacked, or don't get like, we're supposed to pretend that doesn't happen.
Right.
When you look at the president, look, like, does Biden seem like he'd be hard to trick?
Would you even have to trick him though?
Maybe.
I mean, I think it's so hard to know what goes on behind those closed doors when they're making decisions.
Don't want to know.
See, they sent an extra how many $1 billion they accidentally sent to Ukraine? 6.2 billion. It was an accident. They accidentally
sent it?
Yeah, 6.2 more than they were supposed to.
Wow.
But then they just sent some more.
That must have been a rough phone call to ask for
Accounting
it
error
back.
provides an extra 6.2 billion for Ukraine military aid. Whoops. Sorry.
Hey, what's up? It's Duncan. Look, I kind of fucked up. I was on a little bit of ketamine when I was doing that. The transaction. So can you send back the $62 billion?
6.2.
$6.2 billion I actually sent to you? Can you just send it back? Because you'd think if it's a clerical error, right? Then they're going to be like, oh, shit, I didn't notice the $6.2 billion going into my account. That's how rich I am. I'll send back. There's so much money. Because, like, at some point, it's just, I don't even know what it is. Just billions, lots of billions. Yeah, it's pretty weird.
The Pentagon said Tuesday that it overestimated the value of the weapons it sent to Ukraine by $6.2 billion over the past 2 years, about double early estimates, resulting in a surplus that will be used for future security packages. Oh, don't worry about it. Just use it for future security packages.
It's a security package.
Yeah, it's a surplus.
What do we know, man?
Security packages.
We don't know shit. And
that's just saying we're going to keep sending money
forever
and ever and ever.
It's a security package.
It'll just go back into the pot of money that we have allocated.
That's a big fucking pot.
For the future Pentagon stock drawdowns. Look at that. Future Pentagon stock drawdowns. Ew. Why does that sound like they're playing a game? You know what I'm saying? That's like sounds like a game.
Carlin's got the ultimate bit on it, man. Like the evolution of war language, it used to be called shell shocked, but then they changed it.
Yeah.
Like it's the whatever that language is inevitably confusing.
It's confusing, and it's also it has this air of authority to it, like the judge wearing the robe.
Yeah. Hypnotic.
Yeah, by talking about it that way. Stock drawdowns and Pentagon allocated
I don't know
money.
If this is the same money, but in May they found $3 billion more back then. So I don't know if that's 10 or if they just doubled what they found.
Well, their keyboard's probably broken, or like
it's a mistake.
It's a mistake. Shit
Everybody
like that.
makes mistakes. We're people, but we're all doing the right thing.
Easy to fuck it up, man. It's like we got to take it easy on these people. And again, like even though it is like mainstream news.
Yeah.
That's what I like that's so brilliant about it, is that they're just like, it's a pot. We had a pot. Yeah. And it goes in the same pot.
It's no big deal.
As other stuff. And it goes out there. Everyone sees it. Everyone's busy, dude.
Yeah.
And
super
no one
busy.
has time to really like start thinking about $3.2 billion. $6.2 billion that we've all put into that pot. Like every single person living in America has put some dollars in that pot. And some of those dollars, bridges are fucking collapsing. It should be mildly frustrating to people, mildly frustrating to realize $6.2 billion of like fireman checks teacher checks, nurse checks, the frontline workers. That money is like, doesn't that matter enough for them to like be more careful about it? And also when they fuck up like that, where's the apology? You just blew $6 billion of tax money, and it was a mistake. Like, you're not keeping, like, imagine if your accountant made the same mistake, just basic accountant. Would you keep that accountant as your accountant? And if you did, you're a fucking idiot. You got to fire that accountant and get an accountant who doesn't like misplace so much money, right? So,
yeah.
And especially if the accountant didn't apologize, it was just like, oh, right. Well, you see, we have a different pot where some of your money, it's a pot thing.
Allocated.
It's allocated. It's allocated
stock
into
drawers.
pots. Do you know how complex our pot system is? You should see it. I've got 1,000 pots back there, varying sizes. They did change according to astrological shifts. Don't even worry about it. It's just a pot. I kind of got to go. Come on. Like, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating.
It's very wild, dude.
Very wild.
It's very wild that they just keep printing money. Jacking up the inflation, printing money.
I love that one because mixed into the printing money thing, which obviously have money printers, what's really funny about that is somehow people believe that money is like doesn't go just right hot off the press to like people in the building. Like, or that it doesn't, like some of that money gets shifted around and like, you know, or some of it is printed. And I know, I'm sure there's like, no, there's securities in place. We have securities in place. It's numbered. We've got, but come on.